Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm Diane Crampton, the person who discovered TIGERS, a team and leadership development system. And while we're getting started here, feel free to raise your hand or type your first name and let me know you're here. My live events are for anyone interested in building high-performance teams and leaders, or you want to work on a great team with people you get along with and enjoy being around. And if you are an entrepreneur coach or consultant, you are welcome here too. Let me take a moment here to see who has said hello. I see quite a few raised hands. Hey, Kathy, glad to see that you're here. Welcome, Sarah. Hi, Kit. Welcome. Thank you, and welcome everyone. I'm happy you got the memo. My live events are usually 10 to 12 minutes, with the exception of live events with TIGERS licensed consultants and coaches. These thought leaders are real specialists in the area of business development and in building high-performance collaborative leaders, teams, and work cultures. These live events are usually 15 to 20 minutes long. And here's something that gives me real joy. I love to introduce these special people to you and their thoughts, because who knows, they might work in your area and are perfect fit for what you need. And this includes consultants to nonprofits too. Now, if you want to be on our notification list, I will share how to do that later. The purpose of today's live event, because this is our first one, is to introduce you to what TIGERS is, how it came about, and some of the topics I plan to cover. And then I'll share the topic of our next live event and what it's about. So let's start with what TIGERS means and how it came about. Some of you remember recessions where your friends were blindsided out of the blue with pink slips and they were let go. And perhaps this happened to you. It happened to me. I came to work on a Monday morning and noticed that some of my staff were not there. They had been downsized while I was at a conference. I had no advance notice. And then I was given the task to trim off even more people who weren't critical. Now, I had been wanting to take a sabbatical anyway to get my master's degree. So the only person I downsized was myself. So when I enrolled in my master's program in organizational leadership, I came with a question. And that question was, what is necessary to build an ethical, quality-focused, productive, collaborative, and successful group of working people? I studied everything I could find in group dynamic research in education, psychology, and business. And out of this study, 6 principles emerged. And I'm going to put up a slide here to show you. The TIGERS 6 principles are trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk, and success. They form the acronym TIGERS. And looking at this slide, you will notice where they impact group performance. You can see here that the 6 principles lie at the core of work culture behavior. When they are present, they make your values, mission, and vision stronger. And when they're undeveloped or non-existent, they also impact your values, mission, and vision in less than desirable ways. So once I was able to isolate these 6 principles in my research, then the next task was to determine if the 6 principles could be measured individually in group behavior, or whether they were just a glob of feel-good stuff that would be nice to have. So I developed a group assessment that came right out of my research. And this process was guided by the head of the psych department, to help me validate the survey to the strictest testing guidelines. I started out with over 57 questions and narrowed it down to 30. And in the process, we proved that the 6 principles could be individually assessed in group behavior. So step 1 was done, and we went to publish for psych review. But the psych reviewers, even though they thought the work was landmark, asked if the results could be repeated with the new assessment of 30 questions. So over the next 4 years, and in 2 independently conducted studies, the results were finally conclusive. Not only could the 6 principles be individually measured in group behavior, they were also prescriptive. And this means that strategic training and group development interventions could be planned to transform an adequate group or an underperforming group into one that is truly exceptional and high performing. And the assessment was also able to show behavior improvement over time for return on investment. And where it gets exciting is when the cost of an intervention or a training or change step or coaching is eclipsed by the cost savings and productivity improvements in the financial bottom line. Everyone loves to see that. So the topics I cover have to do with improving trust, interdependence, genuineness, empathy, risk, and success at work. And this applies to whether you plan to continue to work remotely or are hired again to work with others in a building. It's all good. The question I'm addressing in my next live event is how to avoid drama at work. And I hope you will be around to see it. So to stay in the loop, to be in the know, and to not miss out, you can join me in the Facebook group, Team Building Success, where I post the event in advance, or you can subscribe to our newsletter here, where I let subscribers know the date, time, and topic discussed. Now with live events, and as you know, once they are over, that's it, they're gone. However, I will be saving the recordings of live events for newsletter subscribers, and that's just so that you know that. So in respect for everyone's time, I'm at the end of today's topic. So thank you for showing up, and thanks for joining my heart's desire to improve the world of work one outstanding team at a time. See you next time.